Hey loves, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Jenny. If this is your first time in this channel, thank you for stopping by, and also thank you to my whole subscribers for all your support. So today's video is the making of this beautiful sleeve. As you can see on Vicky James, she actually wore this on a wedding ceremony and it's all looking so gorgeous on her. Then if this sounds like what you want to learn, then don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Let's get into it. Welcome again, soulmates. So guys, the first thing you are going to do is to draft out your basic sleeve. So as you can see my basic long sleeve right here, just going to draft out your basic long sleeve. Then you're going to determine how long you want the rose sleeve to be. So I want the length of the rose to stop at the elbow line. So it can come down from your elbow line depending how long you want the rose to be. So on that elbow line, I'm going to place it on this other paper at the hem. So just make sure it aligns well with the part you want the rose to stop. So then you're just going to hold it down with your gum or your tape, just like this. So after holding it down so that it will not shift, so I'm just going to change the position of it right now. So coming to this part, I'm going to measure out 15 inches. So you can go up to 20 to 21 inches depending how full you want the rose to be. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be making use of 15 inches. So after that, I'm just going to connect it from this point like this. You can see what I'm doing with a straight line. Then you go ahead and cut this out. So after cutting, guys, this is what you should have. You can see how it's looking. You can see the way it's looking. So I'm just going to cut it on my fabric. I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two, and you can see the close edge at this part. So that close edge is where I'm going to be placing this triangular edge like this. You can see this triangular part. Just go ahead and place it on the folded part of your fabric. Then you pin it down so that the paper will not shift. After pinning it down, the next thing is for you to cut it out. Just trace it out the way it is on the paper. Then you cut it out exactly like that. After cutting, this is what I have. I'm going to remove the pins for you guys to see what we have on the fabric itself. So this is it, guys. When you open it up, it's going to look something like this. So I'm just going to close it back the way it was initially. Right at this part, I'm going to just stitch along like this. So you can see this part that I'm marking out with my chalk is where I'm going to be stitching on. So just go ahead and stitch it on that part. So after stitching, guys, this is what I have. So just go ahead and make notch at this angle part. So you can see this part, this angle part like this. Just make tiny notches. After making the tiny notches, I'm going to take this to my ironing table and make sure I give it a good press. After ironing, this is what we have, guys. I'm going to open it up to the right side of the fabric, and this is what it's looking like. So at this pointed part, just go ahead and cut it out. Please make sure you don't cut on your seam. So after that, just go ahead and bring it out to the right side, and at the same time you are just going to be draping on that part. So you drape on that excess part on the fabric, that attachment on the fabric, that is what you are going to just drape like this. So after that, this is what I'm having. You can see how the rows came out. After turning it out, just go ahead and keep on arranging it to form the rows the way you want it to be. So I'm just going to keep on forming the rows, draping on it like this. Just keep on arranging it until it comes out the way you want it to be. So after arranging it, and this is what I want, I'm just going to be pinning it up like this. So just go ahead and pin it up. So if you like, you can pin it up at the right side of the fabric. So when you pin it up at the right side of the fabric, that means you are going to be tacking it at the right side of your fabric. But most of the time, some prefer pinning at the wrong side. So I decided to turn it to the wrong side and I pinned it down because I don't want my stitches to show at the right side of the fabric. So this is the wrong side. You can see what I have. You can see the stitches right there. So after pinning it at the wrong side, I'm just going to flip it over to the right side for you guys to see what we have. You can see what we have right there. So those places I pinned, you are just going to be tacking it up with your needle and thread. This is what it's looking like at the right side. So for the sake of this tutorial, I will not be using a lining on it, but I will advise you to cut out your lining just exactly the way it is on this sleeve so that it will be able to hold these rows down properly. It will not scatter by the time you put in your hands. So just go ahead and cut out your lining, then you top stitch the lining on the main fabric. You can see what I'm demonstrating. Just go ahead and top stitch it at the side, top stitch the lining at the top. But when it comes to the end of the sleeve, you're just going to turn it with your lining. After attaching your lining, you're just going to flip it this way. So coming to the elbow length, you are just going to input your elbow measurement divided by 2 at that part. So whatsoever allowance you added on your basic pattern, you are just going to use that allowance to stitch up the side of the fabric. But if you did not add any allowance on your basic sleeve pattern, then when cutting on your fabric, you have to add at least 1 inch stitching allowance to the side of your sleeve pattern. So guys, when I turn it out, this is what you are going to have. You see how this sleeve is looking so beautiful. So this is it, guys. So you can see how it's going to look. So I'm going to put it on for you guys to see how this came out. It's looking so beautiful and looking so nice. I think I like this sleeve. You can see. So guys, you can just go ahead and try this out. This is a very nice sleeve. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. See you in my next video. Bye.